clear the fourth step. It really is a miracle magic little step. Everybody, welcome to Starve the Demon, where we recover by any means necessary. Today, we're going to talk about step 4, just a little bit. There's a lot of pieces to it. What I really want to talk about is the reason for it. And I want to reassure people that it is not scary. Listen, step 4 is where the healing really begins. We make a fearless and thorough inventory of ourselves. We go through our life and we figure out the things that we hold a resentment against, the things that we fear. Those are the main things because those are the things that feed the demon. The fears, the resentments, the anger, the jealousy, right? Step 4 is all about what everybody in the universe has done to us, right? And what I'm mad about, my trauma, my drama, my chaos, what I'm a victim of. It seems like you're taking an inventory of other people, right? Well, what am I resentful towards? What am I angry about? What am I afraid of? Because this person did this thing to me, right? But how is that a personal inventory? Interesting question. It's a personal inventory because you're inventorying your triggers, your trauma, your drama, your chaos, what has been done to you by other people. Through making that list, through seeing where your resentments lie, where your anger lies, where your fears are, you start to discern your own personal patterns in your life, right? And people think, oh, it's too much. It's not though, because it's one thing at a time. The first thing you're going to do is make a list, right? You're not going to put why, how, no justifications, no rationalizations, no reasoning whatsoever. You're going to allot a certain amount of time. For those of you that are into praying, I suggest pray first. Say to your higher power, help me to make this list. And then you give yourself an allotted time, say 30 minutes. And you don't get up until that 30 minutes is up. Now, most of the time you will find that that 30 minutes stretches out because you have no trouble getting those names down. But don't give up after 10 minutes. Don't let it go less than 30. See what I'm saying? Make a goal for yourself. Stick to it. What it looks like. After having read about step 4 with my sponsor in either the AA Big Book or the NA Basic Text, I'm going to sit down with my pen and my paper and I'm going to say, God, please help me to remember what I need to remember and to write these names down. And every single thing that comes into your head, you write it down. Not the what and the why, but the who. Mom, dad, myself, my brother, my sister, that lady didn't use her turn signal, the other lady that didn't say thank you when I held the door for her, my 3rd grade teacher, that bully that pushed me off the swing, that little girl that didn't like me. It doesn't matter who it is, you write it down. And maybe you don't know the person's name. Okay, so you write the redheaded girl. Who cares? It's not for anybody but you and your sponsor. So you're not writing a novel here. You do that every day until you're done thinking of stuff. Now, here's the caveat. You're not going to get it all. You're going to be 2 years sober and all of a sudden remember some person that you forgot when you did your first 4 steps. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Get what you can get. Because really, you're looking for the patterns. So first, it's everything I have a resentment towards. Now, it could be a person, could be a thing, could be an institution. Like, I resent red lights. I resent turn signal not users. I resent the prison system, the education system, having to pay taxes. So there's nothing that doesn't go on the list. If you sit down and you say, God, help me make a list of the people and things that I resent, if it pops into your head during that time frame, write it down. Don't question it. Don't reason it. Don't wonder why. Just write it down. That's the first column. Then you're going to do the second column. You've got the who. So in your first column, you've got 100 names. The first one's Mary Jane. In the second column, you're going to write the what. What is it about Mary Jane that you resent? Well, she said no when I asked her to prom. The second column is the what. Not the why, the what. And you do that again on the list. One column. Mary Jane didn't go with me to prom. Bob fired me. The cop gave me a ticket. Blue BMW didn't use their turn signal. Okay. You go completely down your list of resentments. While you're doing it, some more names might pop up. Go ahead, throw them in the first column. Now, when you've got that finished for your resentments, you move over to the third column. Very simple. Why? You got the who, you got the what. Now we're working on the why. Why did you resent that? Now, you don't have to do this super psychoanalysis. Within that column are little columns. And basically, you're just checking a box. What did it affect? Was it your self esteem? Was it your pocketbook? Was it your ambition? Did it make you afraid? Did you fear something? Right? So, what's it look like? Mary Jane told me wouldn't go to prom with me. Well, what did that affect? Well, that affected my self esteem and that affected my ambition. And that made me fearful of further rejection, future rejection. So I didn't ask out other girls. Right? So now you got the who, you got the what, you got the why. Then we get to the magic column. What's my part in that? What's my part? What did I say or do that put me into a situation that created the possibility for me to have this trauma in my life? Now, sometimes you didn't have a part. If you were a child, an adult did something to you, you don't have a part in that. If you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, doing the wrong thing, and something bad happened, that was your part. That you were in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people doing the wrong thing. So maybe Mary Jane, maybe you never talked to her before that day. Maybe she saw you picking your nose on the playground. Maybe you were really nasty to her brother or her best friend, right? You gave her some kind of reason for her to say no to you. Maybe, I don't know. Listen, this is hypothetical. So you resent Mary Jane because she said no to you to go on to prom, because that affected your self-esteem and it created a fear in you, and your part in it was that you had an unrealistic expectation. You didn't know Mary Jane, she didn't know you. You just thought, I'm gonna go up and ask her to prom, she's gonna say yes. You hadn't laid any foundation, y'all weren't dating, she already liked somebody else. Whatever it was, the exact nature of your wrong is that you had an unrealistic expectation. Okay, there you go. That's your first one. Now you do that with every single thing on your resentment list. And by doing that, when you get to the bottom of it, you're able to see how many of those things affected your self-esteem, affected your pocketbook, affected your ambition. It created a fear in you. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing, but with your list of fears. You can take all of the things that you marked as creating a fear in you, put those right onto that next part of your step 4. List all the people and things from your resentment list that you have marked fear as the reason why you resent it. Bam, there's your fears list. See, you're sitting here thinking, oh, I can't do it. It's too many lists. Listen, your resentment list became your fears list, right? Same thing. This happened. It created a fear in me. Why do I fear that? Well, because whatever it is. And again, you're looking for your patterns and you're looking for the exact nature of your wrong. The exact nature of your wrong isn't that you stole $20. It's that you're a thief. Okay, so keep that in mind. So now you've done your resentments, columns all the way across. Done your fears, columns all the way across. Now you do your sexual history. I know, I never did nothing. Okay, yes you did. Yes you did, because we all did, right? We were all teenagers. We all were coming into our sexuality. We all learned how to manipulate and use our sexuality one way or another. So you're going to say, I never raped anybody. I never molested anybody. Okay, all right, calm down. Did you ever flirt with somebody that you didn't really like to feed your own ego or to make somebody else jealous or to show off? Did you ever let somebody buy you drinks all night knowing they didn't have a chance of taking you home? Now, I was never a prostitute, but I sure did have some whorish tendencies. Everybody has hurt somebody else's feelings using their sexuality in the wrong way. Okay? So, same thing. Look at those patterns. You're going to do your 5th step next, which is admitting to yourself, to God, and to another human being the exact nature of your wrongs. So again, it's not that I stole $20. It's that I was a thief and a liar. You're going to do your 5th step with your sponsor. We'll talk about that in another video. But here's the other thing, right? Step 8. Made a list of all the persons that I have harmed and became ready to make amends to them all. And guess where you get those names from? You get those names from your 4th step, because once you see that you had a part in the chaos and trauma in your life, you started out being the victim of all this stuff happening to you, you realize that you had a part in it. And that's would you have to make amends for? Whatever your part was. Maybe you weren't a liar and a thief. Maybe it wasn't all that traumatic and horrible, but maybe you had an unrealistic expectation. Maybe you were milking the victim thing. I don't know. I don't know you as an individual. We've all got stuff. We've all got something. Nobody's perfect. But because you go into the fourth step with these resentments and these fears going, oh, well, this one did this to me and that one did this to me and da, 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 da. And then as you work the fourth step, you realize, oh, shoot, I had a part of that. That happened to me because I put myself in that situation, because I was trying to manipulate this over here and it bit me in the ass. That's what a lot of our fourth step is. It'll come. Just trust me. Once you realize that you had a part, it becomes a lot easier to forgive the people you've been holding these grudges about, these resentments you've been clinging to and hanging on to and feeding your demon with and wallowing in your victimhood. Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm not a victim. Maybe I'm a perpetrator. Ooh, I'm going to need to be forgiven because I've done some stuff. Well, maybe before I can ask forgiveness from everybody else, maybe I should get forgiven some folks. So that is what the fourth step does for us. It shows us who we actually are. It takes us out of that victim mentality and puts us into a mental state where we can actually take some action and make some changes in our lives, where we can be humble and go to people and go, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did that created that situation. And I'm no longer holding a resentment about that. And I hope that you're not either. Right? Step 4 allows us to get to that mental place where we can forgive others so that we can eventually forgive ourselves. It really is a miracle, magic little step. People are scared of it. Why? Because they don't want to face who they are. They don't want to face what they've done. But let me say this to you. They also they're the fifth step. Oh, I'm going to tell it to somebody. Listen, by the time you get through your fourth step, you and your sponsor will have had so many conversations and so many things will have come out. There's really not any secrets. And it's secrets that keep you sick. You don't got to tell everything to everybody, but you got to have one person you can tell everything to. Hopefully that's your sponsor. Could be your spouse, could be your best friend, could be your sister. I don't know what it is for you. It could be a priest, could be some guy at the bus stop you're never going to see again. Whatever. Let it out. You got to be able to let it out. But before you can let it out, you got to be able to face it. Step 4 is how we get rid of all the old shit. The old shit. And you got to get rid of the old shit. You're just carrying it around. You know, the backpack analogy where you got this backpack and every single one of these things is like a big rock in your backpack. And you're toting that backpack throughout life. And it's heavy and it taints all of your everything. Because everything you do and everywhere you go and every conversation you have, you got this backpack of rocks that you're having to deal with. Each one of these things on this list, once you go to step 5 and you let it out and you talk about it, guess what? Now it's out of your backpack. Now your backpack's that much lighter. So you don't want to keep anything in that backpack. You want it empty. That way you can walk through life with a lightness and a carefreeness. And this is where we start this journey to happy, joyous, and free, because I'm not carrying that stuff around. And nobody can ever hold that stuff against you anymore, because people can only hold against you what you keep secret. I'm loud and proud. I got nothing to hide, nobody to hide it from. Come at me, see what happens. It's a great feeling. It's not just an attitude. I mean it. Ask anybody that knows me. They know I mean it. So step 4 becomes your step 8. You get rid of all your old shit. In the other steps, you learn how to not pick up new shit. And that really is where the healing begins. Don't fear the 4th step. Don't listen when people say, oh, the 4 steps this and the 4 steps that and the 4 steps the other thing. You know what? Stop it. Stop it. Stop running people out, trying to tell them that things are hard. You know what's hard? Not doing your 4 step. You know what's hard? Being sick. That's the hardest thing ever. So don't do it. Don't let your secrets keep you sick. Don't feed the demon. Starve him. All right. I got to go meet my sponsee, actually. So I got to go. But listen, love everybody. Let God sort them out and keep coming back. I'm going to keep coming back.